3 seconds. He blunders, brings his queen back.
Oh no.
You need nerves of steel to win this incredible annual Super Grandmaster event played in Vikandze in the Netherlands. With the white pieces in this game that we're picking up today, game of the day, we've got Gukesh D. Will he be bringing his Gukesh A form? He's the new world champion as of a couple months ago, and his opponent, Anish Giri, has won this event before and no slouch himself. This game's incredible. Huge swings in the bar. Let's check it out. So we get knight f3 on the board here, knight f6 in response. Gukesh builds the banana hammock, d5, bishop g2, Anish takes the center, and after castles, just look at Gukesh's coach. He's proud as punch. That's a safe king. This is over the board chess, by the way, classical time control. Love it. It's the finest art of chess, you know, the absolute pinnacle of the mountain. We now see e6 played, and this is a great moment. The explosive c4 on the board. And what have we got? A pawn cube, known in the business as a pube. We love to see it on the board, always a great visual, and immediately Anish decides to shave that pube. The queen develops into the game, not only preparing to recoup the pawn, but it sets up this pin with the knight, and it's why you can't win a second pawn as black, or this one takes, hang on, you've blundered, haven't you? Queen captures, no, this is the point, you know, you get bamboozled down here, blah, blah, blah. White's doing well. So that's why bishop d7 breaks the pin. Now there is a problem with the pawn tension, so we see captures on c5, bishop takes back, queen takes back, the entire pube has disintegrated, the bishop's about to drop, so it simply tucks back, nice and steady and solid, knight to c3 po, castles, and e4 takes the center. Gukesh with an edge here, but watch this, the game gets weird, because after rook c8, eyeing the queen, it retreats, this bishop re-enters on the more pertinent diagonal, and now it gets sharp because bishop g5 is played. Now pin and win, baby, as they say, e5 on the way. So h6 is a very natural fight back, but we don't get takes. We don't get bishop f4 or bishop e3, something normal like that. We get the move of bishop to h4. We've not seen a move that strange since Yasser Serwan decided to run the 1985 US Chess Grandmasters for Charity egg and spoon race, wearing only his short shorts and a tank top. Everyone wore t-shirts up to that point. Incredible, because the problem here is g5 comes, Andrea does a mini spin of the beats, but not a full one, because we know what's coming. What does Gukesh do? He only goes and sacrifices Ron Weasley, gives the ginge for the entire army. No offense to any people with ginger hair, all in good fun. No gingers were harmed in the making of this video, and the problem here is that you've got 2 pawns to the piece, but also e5 is on the way to win that knight on f6. So e5 therefore from Anish, good move, also breathes life into this one, and after queen d2, going for a checkmating attack on the dark squares, this is an important intervention to save that knight. Intervention sounds like this one's got mental health issues, but actually it's white with the issues that are perplexing the brain, because after bishop h6, yes, it looks scary, but black is better here with some careful steps that Anish finds. You know, if you try and save that rook, what if you go here, then you actually get mated in 2. That's very smelly. So we come back, that's why we see the great move, king h7. Now upon queen g5, you can go rook g8, stop the checkmating threat. So that's why bishop takes on f8 played, queen takes, apparently best, bouncing round into here, but okay, bishop takes played, also really natural, and this is a good example of human chess versus the kind of chess that you see stock sushi playing, because stock sushi wants rook a d1, rook a e1, king h1, but okay, humans, we know we're a bit worse. What do? we randomize with pawn f4 moves. You know, go for the throat, go for the kill. Fine, it's maybe not the best, but it is a bit weird. Now, you've just lifted the king's kimono, right? So how about queen b6 check, followed by knight g4? Classic pattern theme. Well, the bishop hangs in those lines, you know, once both pieces leave its defense. So that's why bishop e6, first played, also opens up the tension. You know, black's a minor piece ahead here for 2 pawns. You're happy to trade down, go to end games. So that's why this pony hits the center of the board, and I love the tension this creates now between those ones hopping. And it's the moment I'm going to pause, because all this weekend I'm promoting this incredible game developed by a guy who's a big chess fan himself. Have a listen to this one. Awesome game. Now, how often do I talk about the horsey maneuvering? Well, you're not going to believe it. The chess gods have answered my prayers with this incredible new game, Hungry Horses. It's literally made for practicing chess visualization, but using the pony, horsey, knight, stallion, call it what you will. You can embark on a quest, unlock achievements, simply relax and practice, or ramp it up a notch with the time competitive daily puzzle. And if that doesn't keep you occupied, there's a variety of different configurable features that allow you to tailor the experience exactly to your taste. Beautifully simple but incredibly designed, Hungry Horses is not only fun, but it'll also help you improve your chess through visualization and is not one to be missed. So do not delay. Check out the link in the description. Try it today completely free, and if you want to go ad free, you can do so for barely a cup of coffee. Give it a whirl, you're going to absolutely love it. Back to the chess here, we get knight b4, pressuring the knight in the center, and the game goes really crazy. You know, this is a great move in and of itself. You can't take with the queen, of course, or the bishop recaptures, and you can't take with the knight, or your queen drops on d2. It's unprotected here. Now, you could start with rook a d1, but I think that's bad. I forget the details. This game's so crazy. This is it. Rook c2. This is the other threat that the knight b4 thing opened up. You know, the black pieces are now swarming. All of Anish's feces just plowing into the attack. So you have to tread carefully. Gukesh takes on e5 to open the eyes of the rook down the f-file. The queen on the dark squared diagonal here. You're attacking the knight instantly, of course. Now, you could simply take here. I was looking at this line. Something like this. Knight takes his best so that the bishop stays with this pawn. Okay, game goes on here. Black's doing fine, bit better, but fine. Anish didn't want to take. He went knight g4, and he's got these big attacking ideas in mind, right? Queen coming to b6 maybe if you chop the knight on the d5. Rook c2, very nice ideas. So rook a d1 was played, just defending the queen, and now a great move by Anish. He predicts his opponent's threats, right? Because on the one hand, taking here looks nice. Bang. You just kind of made yourself hugely worse. This is why they're sat there, I'm sat here. I'd blunder the thing away in no time at all. This is bad because although you get queen b6 check, you can actually sidestep, and there's nothing that great. Knight e3, big deal. So what? You crash through here. Sorry, no, not yet. You hit the queen first, then you can crash through. I mean, these lines are nuts. What's the line? Queen c5, queen e2, creeping in. We'll pause there. We won't go too far down the line. White's actually significantly better now, checkmating black. You know, if you were to take and go for this, just one sample line. So you really have to be careful. King h8 is an excellent move, coming away from these knight check ideas, because when you line up this battery, you're then about to win the queen and rook, you know, win an exchange, even if you lose a knight. So that's why this was played. And now the best move for white apparently is queen f4, but king h1 is played. Also understandable to step out the checks, but now the excellent Anish finds it. Rook c2 invading. Some serious kebab action on the second. Queen f4 therefore played, and now we get takes on d5. Good move. I mean, surely you're recapturing that piece, right? Looks so natural. You know, bishop takes, well, your knight's dropping, isn't it? I mean, did I explore that line? I can't remember. I think rook takes is also a move, of course, and that's best. Let's first look at this, then we'll look at the knight dropping. Why is this one bad? Well, there's the absolutely swashbuckling Queen takes on d5, sacrificing the lady to land this, but it's not checkmate. You then do this check. You have to force a piece to block. Let's say rook is natural, right? Check. King goes, knight e3 check, forces the king to e2, opens the discovery from the rook, wins the queen. This is a one position. I mean, these are just some insane ninja lines, of course, right? So difficult to see. So that's what happens upon takes, and rook takes. What if you take here? Okay, that's easy enough to understand. I guess we're taking here. King g1, you have to be careful. Your queen's hanging. Okay, queen b6 check. Then I guess you take some stuff. I don't know. This whole thing's nuts. I guess you can cover the black king. So this is where we get back to. The queen's under fire. The knight wasn't taken. Queen f3. My head's spinning. I'm sure yours is too. Queen b6 is now played. Oh, and I should say, not the best. What was better here? The sacrifice of the rook. But fine, we'll stick with the human chess. They're down to seconds here. This game's insane. We now get takes on d5 and rook f2. Excellent move. Just trying to get defenders away from this f2 square so you can start doing some funny business. Don't capture. You know, the knight hops in. The king has to step to the discovery, or you give your queen. It's really bad. So instead, we see queen c3. Of course, it was attacked here. The bishop's still about to drop. Bishop f5 best. But first, we get this one flicked in. Hits the queen. Now it comes back to c1, looking to attack here. Bishop f5 and queen g5. Of course, the knight still covers this square back here. Now, what a square that is for the white queen. You hit a bishop, you hit a knight, you hit a rook. All sorts going on. Bishop f8, though, calmly played by Anish, not minding any of that stuff. We get a check. Less precise than queen h5 apparently, but okay played. You should now play king g8, but instead we see the bishop blocked away. And now after rook d to e1, keeping an eye on the e3 square, maybe pushing the e pawn soon, we see here a good move of queen takes on b2. But if that king had been on g8, there would have been some even stronger stuff with taking on f1, and then you can hop the knight in here with check. However, in these lines, because then the bishop drops with check, the king's not here, the bishop's not here, you've got problems with the black king. These are the details. So the queen took the pawn here, and now in this position, we get to crunch time. Gukesh blunders badly. What should he play here? Takes, apparently, allow the check, then the king slides over, the knight can hop back here, rook f1 covers the key squares. Okay, game goes on and on and on. It's some craziness, but this is one sample line. And you can't take that bishop, sorry, or you walk into a discovery. But let's pause here. It's a rough equilibrium. We come back because we didn't see rook takes on f2. We saw pawn h3 played, and it gets the double question marks of doom. You can see Stock Barnacle just have a hernia, poop its pants, butt flap open, because there's a brilliant response. Not moving the knight, and then the rook drops or the bishop drops, whatever, no good. But instead, the excellent, exquisite bishop e4. And here's the key point. If you execute on the threat that you were planning to do, then there's rook takes, check, and the bishop can't capture. You know, it's pinned. Rook takes, this lands a mate. King steps up, then again you land a checkmate. Awesome patterns. So we come back. Knight, taking the knight, not possible. What happens if you take the bishop? Again, you get mated. This time using the power of the knight on this square. You also could have gone like that with the rook, but this is a nice, simple, clean one. So that's not working. That's not working. Only move you can play, Gukesh finds, rook takes on f2, but now knight takes check, king g1, and there's only one winning move here for black. What an insane game. You don't find it? You're not just back to level, you're completely lost. You're too much material down. Now the threat here from a white point of view is simply taking here, right? Plus, of course, you're about to take here with check. You know, the house is collapsing. What do you do to stave it all off and threaten mate? The move, the exceptional, is knight g4. But Anish Giri does not find it. We've gone to the back cave here. It covers here, so you can't take. And also, you open up two checkmating threats. One like this, and if you try and stave that one off by capturing, then you checkmate like this. Or you could checkmate, of course, from this square first. Force it this way, checkmate. Absolutely incredible lines. Knight g4 wins the game on the spot, but missed. Anish just so low on time. Goes queen b6, setting up discoveries. Look at the rise of the bar.
3 seconds. He blunders Anish Giri, brings his queen back.
Oh no! But now you can play queen to f6. Check.
The move he's missed, but he sees it instantly once he's played it. Don't get me wrong. It's queen f6 check. You force the queens off the board, pawn recaptures, and not only is the knight hanging and got to move, but then the bishop hangs on e4. Therefore, of course, takes here, so you don't lose simply a piece. King recaptures, knight d3 hits the rook, but it's curtains. You can check, or you could go to e7 first. This is how the game proceeded. Domaraju, the d-pawn running. The knight spins round to blockade it, but now it's attacked. We see it blockade, rook e7, double whammy on the knight and the pawn, and we see resigned. You know what to do. You take here, you do something like this, pick up the knight next move, pawn running, or just run the pawn. Even if you don't go and take that one, I don't know what, knight b6, let's say. Let's just push, do this, simple enough. Mop up job over here, pawns running, plus 3 pawns here. Nothing to say, right? Absolutely incredible game. What a start to the tournament. What fighting chess from Gukesh. You know, going way back to move 14. Bishop h4 is one hell of an idea. What an incredible fight. Hope you enjoyed. Check out Hungry Horses in the link. A lot of fun that game. And have a look at the video on screen for another epic game of chess. Cheers.